Thank you, Mr. Lu. It was a presentation full of very useful information, and we see the development of Vietnamese pace and also the society itself. Now, we heard our public employment services in the room, two of them. Now it's time to go to the private sector. And our next speaker is Nazlıcan YÖNEY. I'm very confident that I have pronounced it accurately. Since she is from Google Turkey branch. And she is working as product marketing manager, and she is leading consumer marketing projects of the Turkey branch of Google, including Grow with Google initiative. And she is a political scientist with an MBA degree, and she worked for Microsoft and Turkcell previously. And she is mainly interested in human side of the technology world. Now we are very much looking forward to her presentation. Please welcome on stage Nazlıcan YÖNEY.
Hello, thank you. Before I start, I would like to thank you for the kind invitation of the National Employment Agency of Turkey. Thank you for your kindness. Today, I would like to talk about one of the most ambitious projects of our company, Grow with Google. But before I start, I would like to talk about a little bit myself. Don't worry, it's going to be very short and painless, so that you can see the connection with me and the project that I'm leading right now. I graduated from the political science, and it wasn't, as you can imagine, something popular among Turkey studying politics in the university. I did it because it's almost family heritage for me. Everyone in my family for generations, whether they're a politician or bureaucrat or soldier, who are obsessed with the idea of serving to Turkish society. So according to their plan, after I graduate from the university, I'm going to be a whether ambassador or, I don't know, governor, someone who's going to work in the public sector. But instead, I got my MBA degree and started to work at the tech companies. Because for me, giving back to society in my generation, in my perspective, is helping them to increase their digital skills and digital capacity. And I'm so happy to find a company who has the same vision, just like I have. This quotation is from our, I'm sorry, it's mixed because of the formats, but this quotation comes from our CEO, Sundar Pichai, who says that at Google, our mission is to make sure that information serves everyone, not just a few. So with this perspective, if we circle back to the Grow with Google vision, I will talk about very briefly. By the way, did you take the photo that you want? You did? Okay. So, if we come back to the Grow with Google vision, as we all know that we are living in a brave new world today, the technology and internet developing so quickly that unfortunately sometimes our job market cannot catch its trends. I would like to give some data from EU. I will talk about the Turkey in a very short time. According to the latest data, in EU, 44% of the EU population and 37% of the labor workforce has insufficient level of digital skills. And also, it's forecasting that in the next 3 years, there will be almost 500,000 positions which requires ICT skills will be unfulfilled because the job market is not ready for it. Even today, in 4 of the 10 companies says that they cannot find enough employees because that they are looking for someone who have digital skills. So within this respect that we would like to launch Grow with Google firstly in EU. And I'm so happy to say that this project becomes so successful that the project is enlarged to EMEA region. It starts with the EU, then we put the Russia and Turkey and Africa, and today the Americas and also the APEC countries join us. So what is the Grow with Google? It is actually the platform, both online and offline, where you can learn digital skills. And let me give a couple of examples about the training lectures so that you can understand what is it. For example, you're a kid who would like to learn basic coding languages. There you go, you can learn anything that you want. Or you're a talent who would like to show your talent to the world. For example, you're a storyteller and you don't know where to start, you can learn how to become a YouTuber from the platform. Or you're an SMB who would like to have online presence, you can be there. Or you're in an NGO or you're in a museum who would like to have an online presence so that you can increase your funds. Anything, you name it. If you have any necessity that you would like to increase your digital capacity, this is the platform where you can gain it. The Grow with Google is, as I say, combining online and offline, also the coaching sessions for the users. And since it's not profit maximizing project, we're not only talking about Google services and products, we're talking about all players. So until today, we have been launched only in EMEA, 53 countries. In all over the world, we launched it in the 70 markets so far. And we train millions of people. But we're not doing it for the sake of training millions of people. What is important for us, having a real impact of people's life. Therefore, we are working with the Ipsos. We are sending Ipsos surveys to our alumni to check whether is there any real impact over the people's life after they get their certification. So according to the data, as you can see from there, almost 2,000 of people find a job or start their own business or they become freelancers thanks to the trainings they get. And 30,000 of the business took on more stuff because when you support the digital economy, as you know, we also helping to unemployment issue in the markets. And more than 500,000 businesses also reported that their revenue and number of the consumers is increased thanks to the trainings. So it's a great way, great starting, but there is so much way to go. So for the next 3 years, we do have two main pledges. First in EU. In EU, including Turkey, we would like to help 1 million people find a job after our trainings. And in Africa, it's even bolder. We would like to train 10 million African people, including 100,000 of developers by the next 3 years. So this is the general Grow with Google vision. If you look back to how we are handling it in Turkey, last year we launched it, by the way, and when we deciding that should we launch it in Turkey, should the market need it, we made very desk research in detail and faced with the ugly truth, actually. The Turkish people are basically lack of digital literacy from the old generations. Let's start with from the younger ones. Our kids are digitally illiterate. Only one computer per 45 students in the normal general standard Turkish schools. So it's not surprising that we ranked quite low at the PISA surveys. I feel so shameful when you're taking the pictures of this slide, by the way. Just go ahead. And so it's not surprising that when these youngsters, when these kids become youngster, they're digitally still illiterate and unemployed. And there's also a link between these two problems because we are the #1 country in OECD in youth unemployment in regards of need. We are much worse than Greece and Spain if we limit the segmentation with the needs. And also Turkey has the lowest ICT staff capacity, especially if you compare the Turkey standard with the EU one. So when this, by the way, we are very good at consuming social media. I'm not talking being digital literate, not using, but consuming social media. We are using it, digital literacy, by producing something out of technology and internet. So when these youngsters become adults, part of them establish their business, and not surprisingly, they also don't know how to use technology. Half of our Turkish SMBs do not have any email addresses. Actually, I just talked with an SMB in the past, and he says that every time he forgets his password, he gets a new email addresses. It's such a fundamental problem, right? So 75% of them do not have any website at all, and 33% of them actually just postponing to using technology because they don't know how to handle it. They basically get afraid of it. It seems like it's a rocket science for them, although it is not. So everything is so clear that the market needs it. So this is a great project in both terms. It requires so many things, and it's a very bold vision. So from day one, we are so lucky to have the right partner, which is National Employment Agency. Thank you very much for your partnership. So why did we launch this project in Turkey? Because we do believe in the potential of the country. That's why we're working with the thousands of people and hundreds of the business to increase their digital skills. Let me talk very briefly about our mechanism that we launched last year. There is a two training model, online and offline. In the MOOC version, there is more than 100 videos. These videos are updated quarterly. We're updating their content and also the numbers on regular basis. And these 100 videos start from the very basic digital skills up until the quite sophisticated marketing tools. And we're not just talking about the digital marketing and so, we're also talking about what is the big data, what is the machine learning. These kind of terms are quite sexy to use in the sentences, but we're using them although we don't know how the mechanism is working. So we have 101 level of videos so that you can understand what is the mechanism behind. It's not a rocket science, actually. And for example, you can use big data in your business in the future. So after these 100 videos, but don't get afraid, these videos are quite short and so easy to watch. There's a pop quizzes that you need to pass to watch the other video. And if you fulfill all the videos and pop quizzes, there is a one grade exam that you need to pass. And when you pass it, you earn your certification from Google and National Employment Agency of Turkey. With this mechanism, we trained almost 60,000 of users, which is a kind of record for Turkey because we do not have any MOOC tradition in our past. But we can use this online platform for reaching the younger generations. In regards of the older ones, we need to make these trainings face-to-face, obviously. So with the help of our partner, we visit more than 11 cities in our very first year, and we do have quite hyper-local strategy. We don't want to go to the big cities like Istanbul, Ankara, and so. We want to go to the very small, very remote cities of the country because they are the ones actually who needs these skills to improve. When we visit a city, we train young job seekers about the career options in digital world and SMBs to increase their digital capacity. With this strategy, we trained almost 15,000 of users. So as a result, very parallel of our global vision, we are working also Ipsos Turkey to check our real impact over our alumni. And according to the numbers, 73% of our job seekers claim that they feel much more confident in their digital skills thanks to the training that they gathered. And also 60 of our SMBs say that they do have a very positive impact over their business, which means that their revenues increase, their customers is increased. So it is my end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your, again, invitation and attention during this time.